Hey guys, it's been a hot minute since I have filmed a video, and we're doing this one standing because, to be completely honest, I'm trying to hide the fact that my floor is an absolute mess, but we're gonna pretend that it's not, because here you see it's all nice and clean. And also we got the fox shrine, the Harry Potter shrine, because I'm a weirdo who collects weird things. But in today's video, we are going to be picking my TBR for the month of September. And I mean, September is a big month. There are a bunch of books I'm getting pre-orders that I'm going to be reading in this month. But I figure, might as well bring it out, my little TBR mug. So, of course, you've seen the videos where people do the TBR jar. But I decided to make it my own a little bit, and we're doing it with my kitty cat mug. As I said in the last time I did this, but I think we're going to do 5, maybe 6. We'll see how it goes, but what I'm gonna do is I have a bunch of prompts written in here, and I'm gonna pick a few, and they'll help me choose which books I read for the month of September. So without further ado, let's get started and pick out some prompts.
So just ignore the fact that I look absolutely dreadful at the moment, but I'm currently editing this several days later, and I realized the whole time it's slanted, so sorry about that. But yeah, back to the video.
Okay, so we're picking out like the first little prompt. Okay, let's see what we have. Let's see. Do it. Read a romance book. So this is a pretty easy prompt because I have a ton of romance books on my physical TBR. So I'm gonna go pick out which one I'm gonna read this month. So for this prompt, I decided to pick Say You Swear by Megan Brandy because I've had this on my TBR for a very long time, probably about 6 months now or more. So I'm finally gonna get to read this. The cover is so pretty. You probably can't tell because my lights are so bright and it's causing a flare, but this is the book I chose for the romance prompt. So on to the next one. So we're picking out my next prompt. I'm gonna swirl around a bit, pick one, and let's see which prompt we have. Is read a book you think you will rate 5 stars. So obviously there's a ton of books I think I'm gonna rate 5 stars. I think, let's see. Can't decide, it's hard. I'm trying to think. Okay, I think I'm gonna do Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. And this is part of, I think it's the Callaway series. And I'm gonna read this because I definitely want to get started on the whole series because I get addicted. I think it's the last book in the series is coming out, the new release. So I am going to read this. I definitely think it's gonna be a 5-star read. I've heard a lot of other booktubers say really good things about this. So this is the second book I'm adding to my September TBR. So we're gonna pick out the third prompt, kind of hoping for something. I'll also pick something other than romance. So I already have 2 romance books on the TBR, and I kind of just want to spice it up a little bit. So let's see. Put it back on here. Read a book with a pretty cover. I know exactly which book I want to read for this. I've been holding it off for so long. And that is These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. Definitely have been wanting to get in this, and this has a gorgeous cover. So definitely gonna read this. It's also fantasy, so it's switching up the romance in it. I know there is some romance in this, so definitely it will be in there, but this is the third book on my September TBR. So now we're picking out prompt number 4. I'm gonna try to get a different color this time. I feel like I'm getting like the shades of pink. Just want something different. Read a book that ends in an odd number of pages. I feel like I'm actually gonna have to like go through some of them to find one. So I'm not exactly sure which one I'm going to pick just yet. So my 2 choices are Deal with the Elf King, which I think is 317, and then The High Mountain Court, which is 329, which I can't really decide, but I think I'm gonna go with The High Mountain Court by A.K. Mulfer, mostly because I've had this one on my shelf for a while now, and it's finally time to get this one read, and also I just think this is a cool series that I've seen some other people read, so this is the 4th book on my September TBR. Okay, so now we're doing our 5th prompt. We're gonna see what we get. See. Okay, we're gonna open it up. Read a non-fiction book. I do have quite a few memoirs on my bookshelf, so it'll be kind of interesting to see which one I pick. So for my nonfiction book, I chose Happy People Are Annoying by Josh Peck, and this is his memoir. And I picked this one because whenever I bought it at the used bookstore, the guy who checked me out said it was really good, and he's seen a lot of his podcasts and thinks he's really interesting. Plus, I also watch Josh Peck's podcast, and I just think it would be really interesting to dive deeper into Josh Peck. Plus, he's really attractive, so definitely maybe a reason why I picked this one, but this is my nonfiction book. Okay, we're gonna do one final prompt. So we are gonna see which prompt that I pick. So, final prompt. We're gonna open up and see what it is. Reread a book you read before. So honestly, this one's gonna be probably pretty easy, mostly because I've read a lot of books, and plus there's a couple books on my list that I've been wanting to reread again, so I'll be right back. So I chose After by Anna Todd, and I chose to reread this book because the last movie in the franchise is coming out in September, and I really want to reread the series before it comes out. So it'll be like the millionth time I've read the series. I read the series when it was a Harry Styles fan fiction being uploaded on Wattpad. Probably was too young to be reading it, to be completely honest, but this is the reread I will be reading in September, and you can tell, like, just by the spine that this is a very well-loved book. Like, I'm gonna show you another one of my After books just for, like, reference of how well-loved these books are. I believe it's this one. This one has been, like, read so many times, the spine is falling apart. So that is how much I love these After books. So that is the last book I'm adding to my September TBR. So I'm really excited for this month. Yep, some great new releases coming out that I'll also be trying to read, but honestly, I'm pretty excited about this TBR. A lot of good books, so till next time, see you guys.